Okay, I'm going to do a quick elemental dragons guide. First we'll go over how do you get the dragons. So you're going to need the dragon eggs, but to make those eggs you're going to need essences, souls, and a dragon heart. You're going to need the essence and soul related to the correct dragon, and you're going to have to go to the artisan table. We will type dragon here. And so here, you'll see, like, for a poison dragon, you need 10 poison souls and 1,000 poison essences. You will get these, you can get these by default. You're only going to get these from the wild dragons and the cultist, which are part of the base mod. What you're going to want to do probably is install the drop that configuration mod, either the one specifically just for the dragons or the Ravenwood one. And then you will be able to get a lot more of these essences as souls, because that drop that configuration, any sort of creature that has anything to do with fire or frost, lightning, or poison will have a chance to drop essences, and then the elite creatures will have maybe a 1 in 100 chance to drop a soul. But the souls are going to be hard to get. But to make the dragon eggs, you can see here the recipes. And then to make the black dragon egg, you're actually going to need one of each of the other 4 dragon eggs, which that's going to be very difficult to do. It's going to be much bigger. Same thing for the black dragon trophy. Since there is no wild black dragon, there's only a wild poison, frost, lightning, and fire dragon. So these are the wild dragons by default: poison dragons in swamp, mountains, lightning dragons, mistlands, and fires in the plains. These are going to be pretty hard to kill, and they will drop, get a 1% chance at the heart. They always drop essences and a 10% chance to drop a soul. Highest creature to drop a soul. The cultist, for example, are going to have a pretty decent chance at 3%. Honestly, that's really good considering that they're not as hard to kill as the dragons. But they're going to drop also those sort of things. And you can easily find the mods items here. There's also a standalone mod for storage bags, or a backpack mod, where you can get a storage bag for all these sort of items that can fit neatly into this one backpack called Worm Wallet if you want it. Here you can see the items again. Here's some trophies. Each dragon has a trophy. But again, to make the black dragon trophy, you're going to need each one of these to make this trophy. Same thing for the egg. You're going to need all 4 eggs to make the black dragon egg. And also the black dragon has its own saddle. The other dragons will use this saddle, the normal saddle. And these are the cultist trophies here. So if we go to saddles, you're going to see the recipe here real quick. So the basic dragon saddle. We're looking at flame metal, black metal, Fedor trophy, all that. Oh, that's for the black dragon one. That's what I thought. Okay, yeah. So the normal dragon one's a little bit easier. You just need a moto trophy and kind of these items here. So that's easier. But for the black dragon saddle, you're going to need Ashlands tier items and the Fedor trophy. So that one is way easier to make. But again, we can just craft an egg. I got a bunch here. But we'll go ahead and just, we'll make a few more. Actually, let's spawn this in here. I'll just get a few of these. You do need to be next to a fire to hatch the eggs. They hatch pretty quick. You do need to be next to a fire. Just throw some of these in here. Alright. As you will see, and yeah, the different, they have these little effects once you're near the fire. You'll see that they're starting to heat up by the fire there. That one's got like a frost effect, you have poison, lightning, and so on. And this shouldn't take long. I think it's maybe 30 seconds or so, and then they're going to hatch. there's one. Kind of hard to see. There we go. They're all hatched now. Look at that. These little baby dragons just sticking out. There's 5 growth stages. I think by default, each growth stage takes 30 minutes, which is not very long. You can change that in the configuration settings. We have the configuration settings here. You can, I think that's the taming time there. And also, while we're at it, you can see the items that they eat. This is for all dragons. They eat serpent meat, cooked or not cooked. Same for Lox meat, cooked or not cooked. That's the food that the dragons eat regardless. And you can see some configurations here. We've got stuff for the health, some damage modifiers here, and that sort of thing. This is for just the cultist. And then we have the wild dragons here. You can see some modifiers here, and some other configurations here. And yeah, so if you want them to grow, you got to feed them and wait, and that's that. Here's what some of the trophies look like here. These are going to be from these 4 from killing the wild dragons, which again. This will spawn in the swamp, mistlands, mountains, and plains. Combine all 4 for your black dragon trophy. Here we have the cultist trophy, which is another type of monster in this mod. And yeah, we got the little billboard there from my restorations mod. And there's a lot going on here. This dragon stuff over here, this is from an upcoming mod, Dragon Keep mod. Just some random stuff that's being worked on right now. Kanos is helping me with the Dragon Keep mod. And let's just see if we got a saddle. Let's see if okay, this guy's got a saddle. Alright, so it's pretty easy once you throw the saddle on there. We'll just start from scratch. Let me see if I can get this, let me just make a big boy real quick. This is the biggest dragon. Oof, okay, and again, to bond with better writing, if you're going to have better writing installed to use this. Whenever I click E, it's going to say bonded. So now the dragon is bonded to only me. We spent all this effort. This is like a Lord of the Rings journey by default. It's going to be very, very difficult for you to get all the things to make these dragons. It's meant to take a long time. If you want to make it easier, you can, but by default, it's going to be very difficult. Especially if you don't use the drop that mod. If you use the drop that mod that I have, it'll be a little bit easier, but it's still going to be very difficult. Let's get a saddle going here. Okay. And so now, I actually have to turn off dev commands to jump. There is a little bit of a conflict with server dev commands. If it's on, you won't be able to jump with your dragon, which you need to be able to jump to fly. And here we go, we're flying. Yeah, let's just see. This is another mod that's being worked on right now, this little building, and we can descend down into here. It's kind of cool. Some other baby dragons in here. I can come back up. Out we go. You can also sort of, I do have another video for better writing. It has a little bit more information on the mount controls. But we can sort of switch here, we can fire a little bit more precisely by using some of these controls. And again, this is the biggest dragon of all. It's going to take quite a bit of effort to get this guy. Alright, yeah, actually, check back up the fly over here real quick. It's almost like the House of the Dragon, Vagar, whatever his name is here almost. Okay, do a quick little primary attack. Secondary attack is all the elementals here. And this dragon actually has a defensive maneuver for his third attack. You press V for your third attack there. Neat little defensive maneuver. And all the dragons have different attacks. And let's turn back on. There we go. Final saddle. Here we go. Yep, so if I press V, got a little flame attack here. And then, same thing, Frost Dragon. Let's see, this one doesn't have a saddle. Let's give it one. Okay, there we go. And then every dragon, we've got a little spitting attacks. And then we'll go ahead and do the third attack here. Frost Breath. And the same thing is true for all these dragons. They each have slightly different attacks. I can do a little poison thing here. And it's going to have a little evasive maneuver. And the same thing with the lightning dragon. It'll have some lightning attacks and stuff like that. So now we've hatched our dragons. Feeding them. So again, these are going to be what the dragons eat. That's just going to be what they eat. Just throw this down here and see if these little guys eat anything. They are hungry. Oh, okay. Could do some food too. Sometimes they'll make a little animation, almost like an attack animation when they eat. It's a little bit random. And also, if I want, again with the better writing commands, I can press Shift B. And for all the ones that are soulbound to me, they're going to run to me. That are within range. Only the ones that are within range. You can see, oh, and that horse, yes, you can see that even the Odin horse there also is compatible with better writing. You can see all these dragons over here did not come because they're too far away. So, and you can press Shift C for them to stay. So now they'll stay. We can even get on top of a building, press Shift F, they'll fly to me, which this is super cool. And they can even catch you in midair if you time it just right. It's a little bit risky, but they can even catch you in midair. But it's at random. Alright, so I can bring them back down over here, call them over here, then I'm going to just tell them all to stay. Alright, somehow I ended up on one of them. Okay, you guys stay over there. Stay. And yes, so again, you will need the artisan table. Holy cow, these guys are still following me. I think I have the other stay command on. If you have the manual follow, that still is active, so you have to make sure that you've manually got them to stay as well, or they will keep following you. So now let me try to call them back over here. Just bring them all the way over here. Shift F. Come on. But yeah, you can just have a whole army of dragons following you around if you want. But that would take crazy amount of time without cheating. Okay. Yeah, so we have our artisan table again. This is what we're going to need to craft all the eggs and stuff like that. And if a dragon dies, it will drop the egg. It's not like Dragon Riders is a little bit different. Very similar, but a little bit different. If a dragon dies in Dragon Riders, that's it. You gotta redo everything. This mod, it's harder to get the dragons, but once you get them, the egg will spawn. So if I kill a dragon here, the egg will drop from any of the growth stages. All growth stages, the egg will drop. Here we go. So now we have this, we have our saddle, we have our egg again. Same thing with the hatchlings. If we find one of these baby dragons, the egg is going to be right there. So we have our egg still no matter what. You just got to make sure that if your dragon dies, you've got that you don't die without a workbench nearby, because you will lose the egg. Okay, and then yes, we do have wild dragons. I'm just going to run over here. Oh, actually, these guys will probably fight it. Which Dragon Riders does not have wild dragons. The biggest difference is Dragon Riders is a smaller file size. So if you're having trouble with space, Dragon Riders is going to be a little bit less space, but the textures are a little bit higher quality on elemental dragons, but so the file size is a little bit bigger too. A little bit more stuff going on. Yeah, these wild dragons are going to be like almost like mini bosses. They're pretty difficult to kill. You can see here, this is like Mistalence tier stuff, and this is a swamp dragon. And it's still taking me forever to take his health down. Just standing here. Then when he dies, should drop essences for sure. My drop that mod also has them dropping like serpent meats and some scales. This guy's got me on follow. Oh, he just ate some of the food. A little bit, you gotta stand a certain way to... There we go. There he stays. Oh yes, so what you just saw is that dragon just spawned, that drake. Because also in my... This is only in the Ravenwood drop that configuration. The dragons have a chance to spawn drakes. And the bosses, Modor and Fedor, have a chance to spawn some of these guys. Modor has a chance to spawn the swamp and frost dragons, while Fedor has a chance to spawn the lightning and fire dragons. So it's a low chance, 10 to 12%, I don't remember. But that's also another side effect if you do get the Ravenwood drop that. If you don't want any of that, just get the elemental dragon drop that. 2 different drop that's. But yeah, so we got some essences that dropped. Even dropped a little treasure chest. It's also from the Ravenwood drop that configuration mod. And then if I spawn in enough of these guys, we'll say 20 of them. We'll just kill them all. Okay, so we got some drakes there. That's from, again, from the drop that configuration. It's happening. And let's see what we got here. We got trophy. By default, my drop that mod puts in 1 in 20. You can sort of see what happens here. Now if I kill the fire dragon or lightning dragon here, boom. Let's see if we get a soul or not. And the souls look a little bit different than the essences. What we got there? Oh, there's a soul. So you can see that's an essence, that's a soul. It's got a little bit more of fanciness to it there. Let's remove all that. Also, if you like icons, my map icons mod will have some dragon icons. Now by default, this is all from the mod itself. Here, it's only if you're close though. These are only going to show if you're close. But if you want to manually add in some stuff, I do have map icons in my map mod here. Also, there are some related stuff with elemental dragons that I've made. We have potions. These actually use the essences and stuff from that the dragons and cultists drop. So that's part of the recipes. This is actually, I'm going to show you, you could make these without this, but this is actually part of an unreleased mod that will be released soon as well. Ravenwood biomes will be released within a week or 2. And you can also make the potions from this table from that mod that'll be out. And you'll, again, it's a different recipe, but you're still going to use the essences. And you can see here, it's kind of like a World of Warcraft style potions. These give static buffs. So, and there's 4 tiers. You have a minor, a medium, a major, and a mythic. The duration increases to an hour at the mythic level, 30 minutes at the medium, and then all the way at just 10 minutes, I think, here. Yeah, so these give 40 health, 40 ether, 40 stamina, and 20 armor. You can have all 4 at a time. And it's like a World of Warcraft style buff. And then you can see sort of the recipes changing here and all that. So if I go back over here, Let's get these max tier ones real quick. Alright, so now I got all those potions equipped. And just like that, you've got these extra stats. Just from killing dragons and cultists. Speaking of the cultist, I spawned some in here. Oh, I must have killed them whenever yeah, I think I killed them by accident. So these guys, will also drop the essences and have a chance to drop the souls. And they'll do like little AoE attacks. They can fly and attack you as well. And there's one for each of the 4 elements. And we do plan to add 4 more monsters. I think we're probably going to call them acolytes, which are going to be like melee mushrooms. These guys are casters, the other guys will be melee. Almost like trolls in a sense. That guy's flying. These guys are pretty easy to avoid the attacks once you get used to it. They still do a lot of damage. You see how they're doing each of the little elements there. Alright, down you go. You can see they drop the essences and stuff like that. Okay. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. Yeah, that is about it. Yep, and that is pretty much how this mod works. And again, it's pretty easy to use, but it's not meant to be easy. So again, you're going to want to, I recommend getting the drop that configuration mod for the elemental dragons, so that you can get more of these essences and souls to help you create your dragon eggs, because it's going to take quite a while to get 1,000 essences and 10 souls, and then the dragon heart again is like a 1 in 100 chance from dragons. Only dragons drop the dragon heart. It's 1% from these wild dragons, and my drop that mod adds a chance for Modor and Fedor to drop them, and it gives the drakes a 1 in 1,000. Catch him. Yeah, so these guys will have a 1 in 1,000 chance to drop Dragon Heart. Super rare, but I just thought it'd be cool to add it in there. So that should be it for now. See you guys.